Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Taking a look at another Petrified Fish knife. Thanks so much to Petrified Fish for sending this one out. Now this is the PFE12 Skalor. Now, wait a second. Before you comment, JB, that doesn't look like the Skalor you reviewed before. It's not. It's definitely not. There are a couple of similarities in the two knives, but this is very much a different knife. The other, I believe it was the PFE, was it 04 Skalor, the more razor looking blade and handle. Yes, that was SCHOLAR. This is SKOLAR. So it still is the Skalor, but a very, very different knife. As you can see right here, this is one of the similarities right here. Desert ironwood. It does come in desert ironwood. It also comes in olive wood, which from the pictures I see on Petrified Fish, they both look absolutely fantastic. I do love the ironwood. You've got a lot of nice dark grain in this one. Oh, look at the grain there. Almost kind of like a chevron pattern, if you will, there. Looks very nice. Now, as you can see, this is a mid backlock. Very nice. We'll definitely talk about that here in a little bit. Lanyard hole does have a loop over fairly deep carry pocket clip, which I do like very much. A little different design on there, almost kind of like a musical note. Yeah, I'm making a lot of analogies and comparisons this time. But anyway, mid backlock, dual thumb stud deployment on this one. Got the Petrified Fish right there on the pivot as well. Overall construction of this one seems very nice. Feels very well put together. Nice little solid knife. Let's check our centering. That is pretty much dead on. Absolutely. Chamfering is done well. Everything's sanded off very nicely. And overall fit and finish for me is really pretty darn good. I do like that grain. Looks very good. The olive wood. Oh, that lighter. Some of the grains I was seeing on those. Oh my goodness. But anyway, back to our desert ironwood, which is very, very good looking in its own right, I do believe. Flipping it out there does pretty much flip out pretty nicely. Now, I will tell you one thing. This one drops. Oh my goodness, it drops. So, my usual run with the knife, is I'll have it, I'll carry it for a few days, I'll put it down, and then right before I'm ready to do the review, I'll pick it back up and carry it for a day or two again. And yeah, I forgot that it's a dropper. Yeah. Anyway, it definitely does drop. I'm going to try to do it so it doesn't. But as you can see there, look, I am pressing the back lock, and ooh, there's lots of wiggle in there. It does, you get a pretty good drop from fully open. So you might want to be careful of that. Just got to say. But be mindful, and, it's one of those things. Play with knives, you're going to get cut. But yeah, I completely forgot how much of a dropper it was, and I have the little mark on my finger to prove that. And that also proves that it's came fairly sharp, because it barely hit my finger and put a nice little mark on it. But it does jump out there pretty well. I've tried to reverse flick this one. Definitely not going to do it on camera because we are a little bit close there, but overall construction seems very nice. We do have some weight reduction there. You can kind of see the highlights on the back of the circles with that back lock in there. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you do have some weight reduction going on. There you go. You can kind of see it a little bit better there. Light getting in there, but some weight reduction going on. The most interesting point of this knife is obviously the blade. And I hadn't really talked about it yet, but it's almost like a folding kukri, if you will. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. You do have a slight recurve going on there. As you can see, you do pretty much have a forward. I would definitely call that a forward finger choil. I can definitely choke up there and have a little bit of room left over. I am kind of, resting back here on the handle as well. But I can definitely reach up forward. You've got a nice landing pad for your thumb. Absolutely, in both grips. Provides a really nice landing pad for your thumb. But I really wanted to check this one out because it does look a little odd. I will give you that 100%. It's kind of an odd looking knife. But it really got my attention. Really got my attention. Just the shape of it and the blade shape. And the fact that it was a Skalor, and you got Skalor and two completely separate knives. But overall, what are we looking at? It's got a different shape to it. We've kind of seen that in a couple. If you remember the Ocoee River, the kayak, it's got kind of a little bit of a different shape to it, but I like it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly about 7.5. You're looking at right about a 4 1/4 inch handle and roughly a 3 1/4 inch blade. Your cutting edge is going to come out to right about 3 inches. And if you can kind of look there, I'll zoom in a little bit. You can kind of get a feeling, see that little bit of a recurve going on that blade. But definitely kind of gives me that folding kukri vibe, which I'm kind of liking. I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of kukris, but I don't know. I'm kind of jiving with this one. But there's your size comparison with the PM2. PM2's got it by pretty close to a 1/2 inch on the handle and maybe about a 1/4 inch on the blade. The whole shape and angle of the knife does kind of give you a little bit different perspective. Now with the bug out, it's kind of on the reverse. Definitely about a 1/4 inch on the handle for the Skalor, and about blades are pretty close. But then again, that angle kind of throws it off a little bit. Trust me, I'm watching out for that drop. 4.4 ounces, so we're a little over the ounce per inch. It's not overly heavy or anything like that. And then, of course, we'll check out how it looks in the pocket. Does go in the pocket very smooth, good retention on that clip, and it does pretty much disappear in the pocket. You do have that little corner peeking out at you. Nothing too major, but nice, very nice clip. It's very easy to use. So, my overall, it's different. It's definitely a different looking knife, and that's definitely what kind of pulled me into it, to be perfectly honest with you. Overall fit and finish is really pretty good. The Petrified Fish has had a couple of designs where I'm like, all right, what was it, the Hummingbird? That was definitely a little bit more form over function. And, but this one, I tell you what, had it at work with me, it does a pretty darn good job on the rope. Now with this kind of shallow, I did find myself with this shallow finger trail kind of getting behind it a little. When I was cutting rope, I was positioning the rope kind of like so I was getting behind that a little bit and then pulling it across. But nothing too major, just kind of one of those things. I was off on my aim a little bit, I guess. But did a pretty darn good job. It did come very sharp, as I said, because even after a little bit of use and a little bit of drop and a touch on my finger, it still made a mark. So, I am kind of digging this knife, guys. I'm not huge on recurves, but it's different. It's not too different, but it's different enough. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you think, guys. Is it too different? Is it different enough? Is it not enough different? What do you guys think? It does have a bit of an odd look to it. I will give you that. When you're first looking at it, like, okay. But for me, it definitely gives me the folding kukri vibe, and I'm kind of digging that. So, be interesting to hear what you guys think down in the comments. It always is. Love hearing from you guys. You know that. Huge thank you to Petrified Fish for sending out the Skalor Skalor this time. The PFE12 vice the PFE04 Skalor we've seen before. But let me know down in the comments. What do you think, guys? What do you think of the look? It performs pretty darn well. So for me, that's fit and finish is good. It performs good. Very decent price for the materials you're getting. Ironwood, and I didn't tell you, 154 cm steel. That is the other similarity with the other Skalor. That one was 154 cm as well. This one is selling for, I believe it's $82.99. believe that's what I remember. It's in that low 80s. I believe it was $82.99. So, not a bad price for the materials overall. So, let me know what you think, guys. Always appreciate you. Thanks again to Petrified Fish. Remember, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.